Do you know what significant event happened on this day in history? On January 4, 1643, a child was born in Woolsthorpe, England, who would grow up to change the way we understand the universe. This child was none other than Sir Isaac Newton, a name synonymous with science and innovation. Born in the small hamlet of Woolsthorpe, Newton's early life was anything but easy. He entered the world as a tiny, weak and frail infant, 3 months premature. His father had passed away a few months prior, leaving him in the care of his young mother, Hannah. Newton's early education was rudimentary, at best. He attended the King's School in Grantham, where he acquired the basics of Latin, but his academic life was put on hold when his mother remarried and moved away, leaving Newton to be raised by his grandmother. Despite these challenges, the young Newton showed signs of brilliance. He was a curious child, always questioning, always exploring. He was fascinated by the natural world around him and spent hours observing it, laying the foundation for his future scientific endeavors. Life in Woolsthorpe was quiet, rural, and far removed from the intellectual hubs of England. Yet it was here that Newton took his first steps towards becoming the revolutionary scientist we know him as today. This humble beginning laid the foundation for a man who would become one of the most influential scientists of all time. In 1661, Newton began his studies at Trinity College, Cambridge, where he would be introduced to the cutting edge of scientific thought. Here, he initially pursued a path in law, conforming to his mother's wishes. However, the universe had other plans for young Isaac. His curiosity and fascination with the natural world soon led him to shift his focus towards natural philosophy, the precursor to what we now call science. At Cambridge, Newton was like a sponge, soaking up the knowledge of his predecessors. He delved into the works of modern philosophers such as Descartes and ancient thinkers like Aristotle. Yet his insatiable thirst for knowledge led him to question, to probe deeper, and to seek answers beyond what was known. Then, in 1665, a devastating outbreak of the Great Plague forced the university to close its doors. Newton, like many others, found himself returning to his roots in Woolsthorpe. This could have been seen as a setback, but for Newton, it was quite the opposite. In the solitude of his childhood home, away from the hustle and bustle of university life, Newton embarked on what is often referred to as his annus mirabilis, or Year of Wonders. It was during this period that he formulated his theories on calculus, optics, and gravity. And yes, the story of the apple falling from the tree does factor in here, symbolizing his gravitational epiphany. These were not mere academic exercises. These were groundbreaking theories that would shape our understanding of the physical world and lay the foundations for modern physics. It's remarkable to think that what started as a forced retreat from a plague-ridden city ended up being one of the most productive periods in scientific history. Despite the chaos and uncertainty of the time, Newton's relentless pursuit of knowledge didn't falter. He proved that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit of inquiry and discovery can thrive. And so, amidst a devastating plague, Isaac Newton found himself on the precipice of greatness. Upon returning to Cambridge in 1667, Newton embarked on the groundbreaking work for which he is best known. His most significant contributions were his development of the 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. What was so revolutionary about these laws? Well, they completely transformed our understanding of the universe and laid the groundwork for much of modern physics. Firstly, Newton's 3 laws of motion. The first law, often referred to as the law of inertia, states that an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion, unless acted upon by an external force. This law explains why when you're driving and suddenly hit the brakes, you feel a jolt forward. The second law of motion expands on this, establishing that the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of that object times its acceleration. In simpler terms, it's why a feather falls more slowly than a brick. Newton's third law, the one we've all heard at some point, states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. This principle is why, when you push off the side of a swimming pool, you move in the opposite direction. But Newton didn't stop there. He also developed the law of universal gravitation, which states that every particle of matter in the universe attracts every other particle with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. This law is what keeps us anchored to the Earth and the Earth in orbit around the Sun. These laws, as simple as they may seem, revolutionized our understanding of the universe. They were crucial in the development of classical mechanics, which describes the motion of macroscopic objects, from projectiles to parts of machinery, as well as astronomical objects such as spacecraft, planets, stars, and galaxies. These foundational laws built from the mind of Newton still guide our understanding of the physical world today. Beyond his scientific achievements, Newton also held several prestigious positions, including serving as the President of the Royal Society and the Warden of the Royal Mint. In the twilight of his life, Newton was knighted by Queen Anne in 1705, becoming Sir Isaac Newton. This was not just an honor for him, but also an acknowledgement of the tremendous impact his work had on the scientific community and beyond. In addition to his groundbreaking work in physics, Newton also made significant strides in the field of mathematics. He developed the mathematical principles of natural philosophy, which laid the groundwork for what we now know as calculus. His innovative approach to mathematical equations and theories opened up new avenues of exploration and understanding, and his contributions continue to be a cornerstone in the field today. Newton passed away in 1727, but his legacy endures. His laws of motion and universal gravitation continue to be fundamental aspects of physics, taught in classrooms around the world. His mathematical principles have shaped the way we approach problem solving in many fields, from engineering to economics. Newton's life and work continue to inspire scientists and mathematicians, fueling curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. His story is a testament to the power of the human mind and the potential within us all to change the world. And so, on this day we remember Sir Isaac Newton, a man born into humble beginnings who would shape our understanding of the cosmos. So how did a boy from Woolsthorpe become a titan of science? Born on this day in 1643, Isaac Newton's journey from rural England to the pantheon of scientific greats is truly remarkable. His groundbreaking work in physics and mathematics redefined our understanding of the universe, and his legacy continues to inspire us today. Remember, each day holds the potential for greatness, just as it did for Isaac Newton on this day all those years ago.